Yes. Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Tuesday night video. Right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 66. Night. And as always, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down below inside of my pants. Always, well, we'll be the chimney, the fireplace, whatever we want to be. But it's inside of my pants, otherwise there's a description box below. So, do it now. Subscribe to this channel and my other channels as well. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to hell and the Shadow Realm, where Satan and Ozzy and Krampus will eat your soul. So don't do it. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that fucking bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss the next one, you get cold in your stockings and pretty much get slapped in the face, because you're SOL. You know what that means. If you don't know what it means, you get slapped. You don't pretty much get slapped. You get a big bag of rocks in your face. And that's pretty much it. You think that's a scream? But I digress. But if you miss anything, you're missing out. That's all I gotta say about that. And for newbies out there, if you've never seen my channel before and you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal! We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one, as always. Put your feet up, and enjoy the show. You like it? Great. You know, well, get out! And do something else. Do something! Do something! You found anything? We ain't found shit! If you never watched Spaceballs, you don't get that reference. But I digress on that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's Christmas Eve, 2 days before Christmas, and level 49, can't wait for that. Counting down those hours until that great day. But hope everybody had a great Tuesday. Pretty much your final day to get your Christmas presents. I mean, you could go tomorrow, but get there early to get your Christmas gifts, because, you know, they're not going to be open on Christmas. So hopefully you did all your Christmas shopping. If you have to do it tomorrow, like I said, do it tomorrow, but do it early, because you don't want to miss your Christmas Eve meal and hanging out with your family and friends and whoever you may be hanging out with. You miss Christmas Eve and then you can't get anything on Christmas because you'll probably be home or doing something on Christmas. But it is what it is. So, Merry Christmas, you fuckers! Hope most of you have a safe one. For others, who cares? And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But have a safe Christmas, and don't eat too much and don't drink too much eggnog. Not that I drink that, but you know what I'm going to be drinking on Christmas Eve and Christmas? Straight Pepsi, that's what. No alcohol. No alcohol tomorrow. No alcohol on Thursday. Maybe the weekend. But we'll see what happens with all that. But in any case, we're rolling on to the end of the year. We're pretty much a week from Wednesday. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. So, counting down those days. 8 more days. 4 hours and change. Till that sphere drops. I hope it gets stuck. But, probably won't. But, 2026 is almost here, guys. So, let's make it a good one. And let's go full speed ahead until the end of the year. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this very channel, Killer of Demons 669, thank you for watching. I'm Peter Joseph. You knew that already, but if you don't, I'm a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, music, movies, and everything under the sun. And if you like it, great. You know, get out. Alright, on this Tuesday, we got NXT Taped coming up in a little bit. Should be some good stuff from what I've seen on the tapings, the spoilers. So, tomorrow we got AEW Christmas on 34th Street from the Hammerstein Ballroom. And then we got Christmas Collision on Thursday, on Christmas night, at a special time of 9 p.m. TNA's got one stinking match. So, no TNA review coming. Pretty much. Well, I'm not doing it anyway because I'll be off on Friday, so. After Thursday, no videos until the Sphere drops. So, we got that. Ring of Honor's got a Boxing Day show, so, Boxing Day for all you crazy Canucks up there. That's on, I think Thursday. I don't know when Boxing Day is, but probably the same day, I think. It's Christmas, so you Canucks have Boxing Day, which pretty much is Christmas, but it is what it is. I don't know these Canadian holidays. I don't give two fucks, but just America's better than Canada. Yeah. We move on with that, but whatever you're doing on Christmas, wherever you are, have fun. And that's that. And don't forget, Ring of Honor has a Boxing Day Madness card on Thursday night. Friday we got SmackDown taped. And then we're back live this coming Monday night on Monday Night Raw, the final show on Netflix for 2025. And we got that. Should be a big, huge card there. And then we're pretty much done for the year with, we got taped NXT next Tuesday, live AEW for New Year's Smash, and then SmackDown live 3 hours. That's January the 2nd, with a new team of Joe Tessitore and Bad News Wade Barrett going back to SmackDown. Michael Cole and Corey Slave going to be doing Raw, starting on January the 5th for the Netflix show. So, kind of switching until, the summertime when Joe Tessitore has to go back to, doing his duties as college football. Kind of like Pat McAfee, the same thing, But at least Pat, with Pat, he just left. And he came back at the end of the season. With Joe, he just does his show, He do Friday nights and then go back to Raw probably in, August. So we'll see. So kind of like flip-flop between the winter and the summertime seasons for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. So we got that. But like I said, we got NXT coming up in a little bit. That's that. But on this very episode, it is time for your late and out of date Monday Night Raw taped on Netflix review for last night, December the 22nd, 2025. And we are emanating from the Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I wonder if Michigan J. Frogs lives there. I don't know. Hello, my baby! Hello! Okay, I'm not gonna sing. That'd probably get clipped. I don't give a shit. I sing better than everybody that critiques me. Everybody. Because I was in a band back in the day. And no, not Savage Animal. It was, got the name of the band. So long ago, I forget. But, back in high school, I was in a couple bands and everything, playing an electric twanger. That's guitar for you people who don't know. What's a twanger? Twanger means guitar. In music terms. But it is what it is. Alright, so we're from Grand Rapids, Michigan. The Christmas edition, if you will, of Monday Night Raw. And, as always, our commentary team on this episode, once again, Michael Cole and Corey Slave. And we're still gearing up for the end of the year, getting close to the Netflix premiere 2 weeks from, or actually a week from Monday. So, kind of finalizing that card. We got some good stuff coming on the live show next week. Some title matches and good stuff. So let's get into it. Like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. We got that. Alright, so we open with a recap of the end of last week's Raw, where we saw the Masked Man pretty much reveal himself as Austin Theory, but now with a bald head, instead of the long hair or the half crew cut hair. Basically taking out Rey Mysterio, booyaka booyaka, and letting Braun Breaker destroy CM Punk. That puke. Puke! So we get that. And then we start the show properly in the dreaded, snowy, icy parking lot of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Because you know it snows like crazy up there. We see Paul. My name is Paul Heyman with B&B Security, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, or otherwise known as the Fatter Otaku. Anyway, just both of them are fat. Right there, Scott. He's fat. That son of a bitch. I'll make him bleed. He's fat. Okay, calm down. Get him can you? Thank you. Get him eat your Snickers. Good. He's fat! Stop! Eat it! Sorry. Scott's sign is weird. You gotta give him a Snickers sometimes. Anyway. Alright, so Austin Theory comes up to Paul Heyman in the back. Well, now they're in the backstage area. To explain why he was wearing the mask last week. He made a lot of bad decisions early in his career. Then he saw the Vision taking what they want. Reminds me of that Ozzy song. Ozzy and Post Malone, take what you want! Okay. I'm not gonna go there, but good song. And I like Post Malone. Post Malone's a cool guy. Anyway. That's what Theory wants to do, and he loves to show it to Paul. Not to show that to Paul, but he likes to take the opportunity and help out with, the Vision. So Heyman's like, really? 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 What was this, The Miz? Really? Righty! Jimmy! Anyway. So, Heyman's like, interesting. I'm interested. Like, if Roman was there. I'm interested. So, we'll see what happens with that. Then he walks off. Alright, so first segment, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on Monday Night Taped Raw. There we go. Alright, there we go. Further in the back, we have Mommy Rhea Ripley, my brutality. She apologizes to my third amazingly hot Asian wife, Io Sky, for getting hurt last week. Io still has that horrible back injury. I mean, I tried to massage that back and didn't work. But anyway. So she wants Io, as much as Io's like, Mommy, I'm going to be out there with you again and Asuka. Mommy's like, no, you stay here. You know what I got this, don't worry. You stay here and get medical attention. So then, Io's not happy, but Mommy's like, come here, give me a hug. Can I get a hug too? We get that. So I get that 2.25 out of 5 stars. So that leads us to our first official match of the evening. Mommy Rhea Ripley taking on my first amazingly hot Asian wife. You know her, you love her, you can't get enough of her. Kanakan TV Yokato! Otherwise known as Asuka! Nobody is ready for Asuka! Except my dick. And also, my second amazingly hot Asian wife, Kylie! Kylie Zane out there. She is so funny. She's dancing to Asuka's theme song. And then Asuka's like during the match, Asuka's like fighting in the corner. You see Kylie like You gotta love a girl. Kyrie. You can't. How could you not like Kylie? You hate my Asian chicks, fuck you. Was your girl, any girl that you like, probably looks worse than that. Just saying. Asuka, holy shit. Rosa loves Asuka, Kyrie, and Io. Tells me to stay away from them. I'm like, no! No! I will not! I get no pussy! Shut up. Anyway, go make my dinner. I'm not gonna get pussy tonight. But I will tomorrow. You know why. But I digress. Moving on. Alright, so it starts off with Mommy jumping Asuka to start, sends Asuka flying, whee, before unloading with right hands, goes for Riptide, but too early, Asuka bails to the floor. But that's fine with Mommy, who sends her into the barricade, ow! But then Katie, with a little distraction, cuts Mommy off, allowing Asuka to take over, and they pretty much go back and forth a little bit. Asuka distracts the referee and starts kicking away at Mommy's tatas, basically. We go to break, come back. Mommy tries the prism trap. That can reverse, which allows Asuka to kick her in the head. Damn. I mean, Asuka's one of the most lethal strikers in WWE history. I'd like to see some of you get kicked in the head like that. I love that. Alright, so we're getting to the end. Asuka tries a superplex. Mommy slipped out of that. Hits Cheeky Nando's. Hey, someone's been watching a certain guy named, well, a lot of people that use that move. Into an electric chair face plant. Ow. Then go to the apron. Asuka gets in a German suplex on the apron. Ow. But then Mommy super kicks Asuka out of midair. And then a cannonball off the apron connects. Mommy goes up top, and then Asuka once again distracts the referee, and then Kylie once again gets involved, pulls Mommy down for a little mini crash, and then Io comes out holding her back, and then Asuka grabs a fruit roll up with a handful of underwear, well, panties. 1, 2, 3. Asuka gets the win, and I'm happy. Under 18-minute match. But Asuka gets the win. She's all happy with Kylie. And that's pretty much it. And the match I gave 3 out of 5 stars, so I thought it was pretty damn good. This is their, I think, the 7th or 8th actual match between them. And progressively gets better and better and better and better. This one-on-one matches, not talking about tag team matches. They have great chemistry in the ring. I like it. Same thing with Io. So, I don't think Mommy's ever faced, I think maybe she faced Kylie once or a couple times. Not great matches, but, look at that. Alright, afterwards, Mommy consoles Io after, basically, Kyrie, dropped Io on the ring apron, like, right near the end of the match. Ow! Alright, so we get that. Alright, then we have B&B Security with, my name is Paul Heyman. They're in the back area, I guess the dressing room area. Not sure about Austin Theory, but Paul Heyman talks about how far they've come in just about a year or so. And, the two of them don't have much of an argument with that, meaning Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So, Heyman switches over to Braun Breaker, for Theory in the main event. Actually, he switched out Braun Breaker, so it's going to be Bronson Reed and Austin Theory taking on CM Punk and Rey Mysterio, booyaka booyaka, in the main event tag team match. And Braun's like, he mad. So we get that. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Then we're going to look back at Walter's big, huge speech last week, basically saying, I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. Pretty much. And then the whole thing with AJ in the parking lot. We got all that. Alright, then we get an impromptu, I guess it was impromptu per se. We're supposed to get Maxine Dupri and a little bit of a celebration, I guess. But then, the man! Becky Lynch comes out. I didn't have that on my scorecard. But anyway, she comes out, cuts a promo, talk about how she's had issues with Maxine Dupri. Thinks someone is against her. The whole conspiracy theory with with Adam Pearson company. She took a couple weeks off after War Games. Still talking up a creek on Twitter. She went to the heads of Netflix even and they told her to go to miserable Michigan. Well, Michigan does suck. Right, Lion fans? Sucks to be you. Anyway, Yeah. Eminem is not a happy camper, too. Well, fuck you, too, there, Marshall Mathers. Ha! Not the wrestler Marshall Mathers. That's a good guy. But, yes, there is a wrestler named Marshall Mathers. He wrestles in GCW. I don't know if he still wrestles. I saw him, like, in the summertime, but I don't know if he still wrestles for GCW. I know he works on the indie circuit, but I don't know if he full-time works for GCW, but good guy, though. Wrestled in CCW as well. And a couple of indies around my neck of the woods, but anyway. So, Becky says, I haven't seen a single rapid in Grand Rapids. Okay, you haven't been down to the river yet, I guess. Anyway, she talks about the Sports Illustrated ranking her as the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Bullshit! Sports Illustrated is so, the only good thing they did was name AEW Promotion of the Year, even though that's debatable. But then, anyway, Maxine Dupri comes out. She laid into Becky, probably one of her best promos to date. Basically saying, you're right, you are the greatest women's wrestler of all time, but didn't I beat you not once, not twice, but 3 times, Becky? And they say, I guess I know why, because, your best years are behind you, and then Becky went, boom, quick jab, knocking Maxine pretty much almost out, and then, Becky tries to, continue to beat down, but Maxine reverses that into her own ankle lock, grapevined it, and then Becky once again, like the three times before, and at War Games, tapped out. So I don't know what's going to happen there. We move on. Alright, then we're going to look back at Nikki Smelly Bella interrupting the women's title match last week between Stephanie Vercurra and Raquel Rodriguez. We move on. And that leads to Anna Pierce talking to your boy is Bouncy Javon Evans, who is now a free agent. So he can go to Raw, to SmackDown. He can go to we saw him in Triple A, or like Triple A. Can't say Triple A, it's Triple A. Basically saying, we could talk about your future after your match coming up with Rayo of El Grande Americano's team. That's Pete fucking Dunne. So he leaves. Stephanie Vercurra, La Primera. She comes in, requests and gets a triple threat match for her title against Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez next week. Okay. I really think Stephanie's gonna win that match. And retain, but we'll see what happens with that. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. 3 out of 5 stars for Becky and Maxine. That's that. Then we got a video for the Usos. We have Jimmy and the Yeet Man, Jay. They fight up about being back in the tag team division. And they're going to get their tag team title shot on the Netflix 1-year anniversary show against Dragon Lee and AJ Bedhair Styles. That's going to be on January the 5th in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center. And no, I will not be there. I just don't want to go. Even though Roman's going to be coming back on that show, but I'll sit my sexy ass down on my couch and watch it on Netflix. For free. Let me move on. Alright, then we get to Javon Evans and Rayo Americano with El Grande Americano, Ludwig Spears, and Tyler Bate, that's Bravo. Pretty good match. Getting to the end, Bravo with a cheap shot from the floor, and then Rayo with a Michinoku driver for a very near fall. Then a slap to the face just wakes up Javon. Goes back with a spinning kick to head. Then the OG cutter, the top rope, giddy cutter! Bang! 1, 2, 3. Javon Evans, your boy, is bouncy, gets his first win on Raw. Pretty good match, 3 out of 5 stars. Then after the match, Javon runs away from a pretty much 3-on-1 beatdown. I'll see where Javon goes to Raw or SmackDown. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I gotta fire up the 4 minutes left. It's time for NXT to come on pretty soon. We're almost done. Alright, speaking of AJ and Dragon Lee, they're in the back talking to, I believe it was Kathy Kelly. they're used to facing the best, so they're ready for the best. And that's the Usos, next week. Not next week, the following week. Maybe a contract signing or something next week. I don't know. Thank you. Alright, got that. Alright, then, Braun Breakers, all ready for CM Punk on January the 5th. Once the real version to show up, not the one he destroyed last week. But either way, he's gonna win the belt on January the 5th. Maybe, maybe not. And he says, Punk, if you're just here to make money, I hope you cash your checks, because after January 5th, you're gonna be broke. Shit. Alright, so we got that. We move on with that. Then Nikki Bella just comes out impromptu, gets on the announce table, says, I'm the most famous person in the arena. I don't know about that. And she's a Hall of Famer, should not be, and a former champion. But what would Michigan know about champions? Talks about, oh, you have the Detroit Lions, then Ohio State beating Michigan in college football. They would know better. Basically, Nikki says, I'm going to win back my title because I'm a big deal everywhere I go. Pretty much, as you know where she's popular? In the Philadelphia Eagles locker room. Because she's dating one of the players of the Eagles, like some 22, 23-year-old kid. I mean, she's robbing a cradle. I mean, come on. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Rosa got me, so. But Rosa's a little bit older than me. But we move on with that. Alright, so we'll see what happens next week with Nikki, Raquel, and Stephanie Vaquer. Speaking of Raquel, she comes out with her good buddy and good friend, Roxanne Perez, as she takes on Bayley! Give me a hug. She's a happy Niner fan. If you watched the game last night. Number 5 seed for the Niners, with 2 get to the play. Win and hope the Seacocks lose this week against the Panthers. You get that number 1 seed. Then they beat the Seacocks at home in Week 18. Number 1 seed, home field advantage, and a week off. But Kittle hurt his ankle. It's a low to mid mild sprain, so he's day to day. I would rest him. We got more weapons than Kittle, so I'm not that worried about Sunday. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, find out that Kitty and the Lassie bitch from Ireland, the bird lady. She comes out with her. Liv Morgan was also out. She's there too. Pretty good match. But near the end, Liv and Raquel get into a little bit of a yelling match because each one tried to help Roxanne. Pretty much backfired as Bayley, with the double knees in the corner after, pretty much Roxanne took the turnbuckle pad off, threw Bayley into the corner, into the exposed turnbuckle, but then Liv gets on the apron. No, I think Raquel got on the apron. Liv's like, hey, get down! And then Roxanne's like, what are you doing? And then Bayley got up out of that, double knees in the corner, then goes up top, hits the Macho Man elbow. Ooh, yeah! Get 1, 2, 3. Bayley gets the win in under 11 minutes, and that's pretty much it. So, tension and dissension in the Judgment Day between the lovely ladies and Dom and Finn. I don't know what to do. Alright, so we're going to run down on the Netflix anniversary show. Then Bronson Reed tells Austin Theory to follow his lead, kid. Theory's like, I ain't no kid, you follow my lead. Okay. You follow 28-year-old Austin Theory. Yeah, he's 28. Not a kid. He's a young kid, but not kid. You know what I mean. Alright, we got that. Then we go to the Judgment Day locker room. Finn Balor and Dom are playing WWE 2K25. Then we hear the women start arguing, and Dom and Finn like, what the hell's going on? And then Raquel's like, I can't take this anymore. I gotta prepare for my title match next week. And Liv's like, we're a family. We don't need to fight, this and that. I'm like, you're right. Dissension. The Judgment Day is cracking. Not cracking. What is the cracking? Great hockey team, by the way. Anyway, look at that. Alright, then we get Walter coming out. Fans are all over him again. Walter doesn't really care about it. He's laughing. He's on the top turnbuckle like, yay! Alright, NXT has started, the holiday show. So Ruka and Delta coming into the arena. Happy holidays, everybody. So we get that. That's a big tree. That's what she said. So before he says anything, he goes outside, posts on the announcer's table, and then says, "Come on, Michael Cole." Michael Cole's like, just a stupid golf clap. "You rise and get on your feet for the ring general, Michael Cole, you bastard." Oh yeah, we're gonna start off properly on NXT. We got Luna Vices. Oh yes, dance, dancey, dancey, shake those hips, mommy, pa. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, what I do to get in that ring with Lola Vice? Damn it, Poppy Priest! Damn it, should be mine. Oh, what I would do? Oh jeez, what I would do to her? She'd probably beat my ass. That's one thing, but. Dancey dances to the salsa, salsa merengue. Okay. Lola Vice is taking on, who's she taking on? Izzy Dame from the Cookling. I wonder if Tatum Pax is going to come out in this match, probably. I have a feeling. So we'll move on with that. Boogie Hogan 2.0, brother. Alright, so after Walter posted on the announce table, gets back in the ring, fans still are booing his ass. Walter says, "You guys shouldn't be mad at me. You should be mad at the one that tapped out like a little..." And then CM Punk comes out. "Look in my eyes, what do you see? A guy that's barely on TV. He's a piece of shit." I can't think of any of the lyrics. But anyway, he comes out, gets right in Walter's face. And then Walter goes to leave, but then he stops on the ring steps and goes, "Hey, Punk! You can't see me!" And then goes up the ramp. Rey Mysterio comes out for their tag team match. Glares at Walter, says, "You know what you are? You're a guy that's gonna lose!" And Walter's like, "This little guy telling me I'm gonna lose. Fuck you, Ray." But he shouldn't talk because he's a pendejo. Okay, Eddie, I know, thank you. We know he's a pendejo, he's a loser, he's a deadbeat dad. If I was out there, Walter wouldn't laugh at me because I'm a Hall of Famer. I should be in the Hall of Fame. I think you are. I think Walter will respect you more than Ray. Because Ray's a bingo. Okay, we get it. Anyway, so we get that. And then Walter goes through the back, runs into AJ Styles, who tells Walter, "You don't know when to shut up, do you?" And Walter's like, "Guess not." And he left. I was like, okay. When somebody tells you to shut up, you pretty much don't. Some of you don't. Some of you don't. Some of you do need to learn to shut up and move on, but you don't. So, more beatings continue, so that's on you, not me. But I digress. Alright, then we go to your main event of Monday Night Raw. Austin Theory and Big Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman at ringside takes on CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. Not a bad match, but we're gonna get near the end. Punk strikes away, get a springboard clothesline for a near fall, followed by the running knee in the corner. And then Ray loads up to 619. Theory's there to cut it off. But he hit it anyway. It was gonna hit I think Bronson Reed, but Theory broke it up, but Theory got a 619 for his troubles. Then Ray drops the dime, gets a near fall out of that, as I believe Bronson Reed pulled him out of the ring. Then pretty much everything breaks down. Ray kicks Theory down, goes up top for a big splash, only to get crotched on the top rope, and he fell like a ton of bricks. Oh, Dancy again! No, that was Dancy. I missed it. Dancy. Ooh, bachata. Okay. I do know how to dance, to merengue, bachata, stuff like that. Rosa taught me how. But I digress. And years of going to the club, too. Back in the day. Anyway, that's not the greatest music to dance to when you're at a nightclub. You know, you're dancing and grinding and all the chicks, and then next thing you know, or something like that comes on, like Spanish bachata comes on, or Spanish, like merengue or salsa comes on. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You dance with a hot chick, and then, you know, some salsa music comes on. I'm like, fuck! Like, what do? You dance, or you go get a drink? At least if the girl knows how to dance the bachata and merengue, you know, she's like, dancey, take my hand, it's dance. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? That happened to me a couple of times. I'm like, how am I supposed to dance to this shit? But then you're dancing with a hot Puerto Rican chick, or... a chick that knows how to dance to that type of music. She'll teach you, man. Now I'm experienced. So, and, you know, when me and Rosie go to the nightclub, sometimes we go into the salsa room and, we go to a nightclub, they're playing bachata or merengue or salsa. I'm like, because Rosa grew up on that shit. I grew up on, 80s stuff. So when we go to 80s night mostly because me and Rosa love the 80s religiously. When you can dance to that shit, even the metal too. Metal makes you dance. You want to dance? Let's throw on some Slayer or some shit. Slayer! Anyway, alright, so Ray gets crotched on top, dude with a wicked stomp. 1, 2, 3 to get the win in over 18 minutes. Match was alright. Moving on. And then after the match, to end the show, Punk tries to go after Theory, and where he doesn't get anywhere, and then Braun Breaker once again spears him in half. And that's pretty much it, and then they end the show. So it wasn't a bad edition of Monday Night Raw. Like I said, it was taped, but still, it was better than last week, pretty much. So this edition of Raw, I gave 7.25 out of 10. That's rare for a taped show, but still, great show. We'll see what happens next week on the live show. And that's pretty much it. And we got SmackDown taped this Friday. Should be some good shows coming up. We got NXT on now. Lola Vice and Easy Dame kicking us off. And I'm going to go right into it right now. So, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas, everybody. I will be back later with your Collision review right here on the channel. We'll talk about NXT tomorrow, early tomorrow, before I do my Christmas Eve festivities. And then we'll talk about Dynamite on Christmas and a special Christmas edition of The Shadows Lair, episode number 98. And that'll be it. And that's the final video of 2025. I will be doing, I'll put my World's End predictions and all my other reviews. That's going to be on my social media page, so check it out on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. So, if you don't add me on social media, you're going to miss that. So, that's it. So, after Thursday, I'm out of here. I'll be back as soon as the ball drops, and that's pretty much it. Alright, I'm out of here. Enjoy NXT. Merry Christmas, everybody. And until next time, peace and ho, ho, ho.